what motivated Academic City to introduce these new MSc programs?
So Academic City has always said that we are educating future-ready leaders. So we're constantly looking at what does the future of the world of work look like. And we know that, right, with the new technologies around us, with artificial intelligence, with robotics, we're starting to see more interest within a certain type of field of work. Right now, we say data is the new oil. Everybody's talking about data. Everybody's using data. So who do we need to be able to utilize, analyze, and make use of this data that's available? And that's why we are launching the Masters in Data Science and Analytics. Very instrumental, very critical for jobs in robotics, in artificial intelligence, you name it. And then we also thought about it. Now, one of the most difficult things that's happening across the world, as we're going to Industry 4.0, we're talking about connectivity, we are talking about sharing information online and all that, but have we considered the cybersecurity element of it? That is why we decided to launch these programs and launch them in a typical Academic City style, whereby it's hands-on, project-based, working with industry and actually learning and solving problems as we go along.
Wow, I think it's safe to say that Academic City is one of the schools that has a lot of foresight.
Yay, thank you.
You can project into the future. But let me come to you, Dr. Grace. I mean, like we said, it's a forward-thinking school, Academic City. But can you tell us how these new programs align with your mission and vision?
First of all, let me state the mission. The mission of Academic City is to educate future-ready leaders who can innovatively solve complex problems within ethical, entrepreneurial and collaborative environment. So with this program, data science and analytics, cybersecurity, like when you talk about data science, you are just extracting data as raw, maybe structured or unstructured.
Right.
But analytics has to do when you are interpreting the data. But cyber comes in, how do you protect those data? So you see the relationship?
Right.
So if you don't have cybersecurity, you cannot protect your data. So with all these, it will help, align with our missions and vision.
Right. I see. That's very interesting. But let me stay with you, Dr. Grace. What are the uniqueness of these programs and how have they been structured to ensure that students are ready for the demands in the fields of data science and cybersecurity?
Let me start with data science and analytics. First of all, I talked about extracting raw data, structured or unstructured, to make informed decisions from them. But what we are going to focus on in this master's program is not just the normal norm of economic model and all that. We are going to, incorporate the artificial intelligence perspective into this program. So data science will produce the data, artificial intelligence will produce the product. So that's what we are going to do.
So they're working hand in hand.
Yes, so it makes the work unique.
Right.
And I think they don't have it around this environment at the moment. Then when it comes to cybersecurity, I'm very passionate about this area.
Okay.
What we want to incorporate is, we are used to, when you talk about cybersecurity, cybercrime, everybody's talking about hacking, pen testing. But we are going to include that as well. But we want to focus on the policy aspect. Because cybersecurity is not just technical. We have the non-technical, which people don't talk about. The policy, how to help our students develop policy, go for competition. I think it was early this year, our students were able to compete in one of these cyber challenge competition. Helps you to draft policy. So these are the things we are going to incorporate. And also finally, we want to incorporate that area of human factor. Why do you click a link? That human factor, we are going to incorporate it into it as well. So it makes the program unique.
Right. So it's an all-inclusive program.
All-inclusive, not just the technical part, both the technical and the non-technical.
And wow, that's very interesting. If you're listening to us right now here on Joy FM, this is a conversation that we're streaming live on Facebook, right? You can go onto Facebook. Maybe you should save the link and replay it when we're done with the conversation. But let me come to you, Dr. Lucy. How do you envision the introduction of these programs contributing to the development of Ghana and Africa as a whole?
You see, the interesting thing is that we, Ghana, or even some African countries, have always been at the back end benefiting from technology. And luckily, this is the time that is more or less an even level playing field. Since COVID, everybody has the same opportunity. And now that everybody is talking about artificial intelligence or using artificial intelligence, we know that in this part of the world, what we struggle is having artificial intelligence that works for us, that is based on our data, that interprets interprets our data and is able to make useful decisions for us.
Right.
However, we don't have the policy. However, we don't have the right structures so that as a nation we'll be able to support this fully. We're still talking about, positive use of artificial intelligence and the likes. So by having this particular program where Dr. Grace is talking about policy, how do we create good policies to support whatever work is being done, having this kind of program which looks about how do we harness these information, how do we curate them, how do we interpret them, and more importantly, how do we protect it? I think it is so pivotal for us right now, and we have been constantly championing, working with other agencies to talk about how do we collectively as a nation come up with a policy or a direction on how to effectively use some of these new technologies, and these masters program are directly in the line of that.
Wow, I'm really looking forward to some of the products that will come out of
Yes.
Academic City. And I'm saying this because I have a TV show on Joy Prime, and one of the conversations that we were supposed to have last week was about AI, whether
Exactly.
it's a friend or a foe.
That could be a whole discussion.
Exactly. So I mean, this is out of what we're talking about. But let me ask briefly, the two of you, do you think AI is a friend or a foe?
My response is that AI is a tool. As any tool, you can utilize it for good or for bad. One of the courses I teach at Academic City is Technology in Society. And we say that with the introduction of any new technologies, there are the winners and there are the losers.
Right.
There are the positives and unintended consequences. And being adequately prepared for that is what will position you, whether it's a friend or a foe.
Okay.
One of the things that I always say, people don't like it. They say, is AI going to take our jobs? Is it going to take our job? If your job is repetitive, if it is mundane, it doesn't require critical thinking, it doesn't require that empathetic or human nature, it's going. So what do? Come to Academic City, come and get skills in data science, come and get skills in cybersecurity, so you can position yourselves to be part of the people pushing these technologies.
Right. So these are master's programs.
These are
but
master's
I know
programs.
that your school, Academic City, also offers undergraduate programs.
Yes.
Would you be kind enough to share just a bit more about this with our audiences?
Yes, definitely. So Academic City, as you know, we're a STEAM-focused institution, and that's because we focus on science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. We do the traditional business administration courses in human resource management, marketing, entrepreneurship, accounting, banking, and finance. But what we do within these is that we still infuse a level of technology, artificial intelligence, robotics within that. We also do advertising and PR, journalism, and mass communication. Again, you use these technologies, use new and emerging technologies, so it's embedded within that. Our primary thing that we are known for, because of our president, who's an engineer, is engineering. So we do mechanical, industrial, and systems engineering. We do computer engineering, electrical and electronics engineering, electronics and communication engineering. But in addition to that, we do artificial intelligence as an undergraduate. We were the first in sub-Saharan Africa to do that. We do robotics engineering, we do biomedical, and then computational sciences and informatics.
Wow, that's interesting. So, Dr. Grace, I'm sure you would want to talk about what sets your undergraduate programs apart from other universities in the country, but would you also be kind enough to let us know the admission requirements for the master's programs?
Okay, I'll definitely do that. So what sets Academic City apart in our undergraduate program? They are built on 4 pillars.
Can you please
I'm
draw
just
your
going
mic
to explain
closer?
the 4 pillars.
Just your mic closer to...
Okay.
Great
Okay,
stuff.
4 pillars. So one of the pillars is experiential learning. Experiential learning is hands-on. And think, since I've lectured in other schools, but when I came to Academic City, this is where you see theoretical class is 2 hours, practical class is 2 hours. So we use this method, this approach method, experiential learning. So it's not just the theory, you practicalize to see what the theory is all about. And secondly, we use contextual learning. What is contextual learning approach? For example, let me use Newton's law. F is equal to ma. You give students, they'll be wondering, what is this all about? But the application of F is equal to ma is your seat belt and your airbag. So when they are able to, understand the application of these formulas, they will do best in everything, and they will take this concept seriously. So that's one thing we do, contextualizing. And thirdly, we have the unified learning, which means all the departments, you don't just focus, maybe you are in computational science, you have nothing to do with biomedical. No, unified.
They are linked,
so
right?
they are all linked together for a common purpose, to solve problems. And that's very key in Academic City. Finally, extensional learning. Like I told you, most of our students, they go for competition, seminars. So these are the things we incorporate into our undergraduate programs and makes it very unique.
Okay, and can you tell us about the admission requirement briefly?
For the master's program,
yes.
For data science and analytics, some of the, go quickly. So what we are focusing on minimum level is, I'm coming, sorry, let me just
It's a bachelor's degree, I think.
Yeah. Bachelor's degree in computer science,
Okay.
statistics, accounting, but not limited. Not limited to all this, computational science. But one thing I will put is, if you have working knowledge in data science, you will be considered.
Okay.
Even though you read law, you will be considered on case-to-case basis. But for cybersecurity, it's almost the same thing, but we are going to include natural sciences, physics, chemistry. You can also come for this program.
All right.
But minimum is 2-1. 2-2 and
Okay, thank you. Dr. Lucy, before you take leave of us, how can interested candidates apply for these programs, and what is the application deadline?
Okay, so for our master's program, application is ongoing till the end of August. So come and be part of the pioneering year group. You can find the application forms on our website. So if you go to www.act.edu.gh, that's www.act.edu.gh, you can find us. Our campus is in Harcho, Accra, just off Transitions. You come straight, you see this, our beautiful campus. Or you can call us on 0262 693 870. That's 0262 693 870.
Alrighty, thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing all of you
most
there.
definitely, most definitely. Thank you, and I'm sure that we'll see you very, very soon.
Yes, call me on your show. Call me on your show.
I will.
All right.
I will. Thank you very much. Alrighty. So, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard from Dr. Lucy Ajipon and Dr. Grace Oletu from Academic City. So, well, if you're taking a look at master's programs in computational sciences and informatics and all that we've talked about, then Academic City is where you need to be. There's more to tell you on the show, but before that, enjoy this one. Jason Derulo, Snoop Dogg, and they call this one